Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're taking a deep dive into, well, large language models. The AI that's writing poems and even like drafting legal documents. But what you might find a little unsettling is this thing called mode collapse.
Yeah, mode collapse. It's like writer's block.
Yeah.
But for AI, you've got these powerful models capable of like PhD level STEM research,
Yeah.
and suddenly they just start churning out the same, repetitive and bland content.
It's like asking for a symphony and all you get is a broken record player.
Yeah.
So we're diving into the research today to understand why this happens and what it means for, the future of AI and also what we can do about it. One thing that really jumps out from all these articles is the problem with our current AI benchmarks.
Right, exactly. The way we're evaluating AI right now, it's just not catching this lack of, diversity. The benchmarks are too focused on individual outputs, not the overall variety.
It's like judging a chef's skill based on a single bite of one dish. You're completely ignoring the entire menu.
Yeah.
And that narrow focus, it can have some, ripple effects. One of the articles highlights how people, especially people learning English as a second language, they're starting to like mimic the AI's bland, repetitive style.
Oh, yeah. ChatGPT's Drek. It's like this formulaic language full of cliches lacking any real punch.
Yeah, exactly. It's ChatGPT's drag.
Yeah,
So it raises a pretty big question. Are we letting AI dictate our preferences instead of the other way around?
that's a good question. Are we at risk of AI's, you know, values, aesthetics, even its morality, becoming these pale imitations of our own?
Yeah, that's a chilling thought, and it kind of connects to this idea of existential risk that one of the articles talks about.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, we think of like asteroids or pandemics when we hear existential risk, but this article it argues that it's a much broader concept.
Yeah, it's not just about extinction. It's about limiting human potential. Imagine AI trapped in this, creative rut,
Yeah.
holding us back from new artistic frontiers, new scientific breakthroughs, even like new ways of thinking.
And here's where it gets even trickier. As more of this AI-generated content floods the internet, it becomes part of the training data, for future models.
A feedback loop,
Yeah.
basically. We're feeding the AI a limited diet, and it's becoming a picky eater, craving more of the same bland content. It does paint a kind of bleak picture,
Yeah.
but it's not all doom and gloom. There are some companies out there that are tackling this head on.
Oh, that's good to hear. It's not just theoretical hand-wringing then.
No, no, not at all. One example is you might heard of them, Suno AI.
Yeah,
They
Sune.
create AI generated music,
Right.
and they realized that their song lyrics were becoming incredibly repetitive,
Uh-huh.
almost robotic.
It's like the musical equivalent of fast food. Fills you up, but, no real substance.
Exactly. So they invested in fine-tuning their model,
Yeah.
specifically for lyrics. And the results are really interesting. More creative lyrics, more engaging stuff that actually complements the music.
So they're like prioritizing quality over just churning out the same old thing.
Yeah, yeah. They're more like gourmet chefs now instead of just line cooks. And then there's Midjourney.
The AI art generator.
Right. Their work is visually stunning, dreamlike almost. But it got to a point where everything started to look the same. That mid-journey look, it became too predictable.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like seeing the same filter applied to every image. Captivating at first, but then it kind of felt that repetitive.
Right. And the interesting thing is they listened to the feedback. They've introduced more user controls for customization, allowing artists to kind of dial down that signature stylization. They even have a personalization feature in development to push individual expression further.
So they're giving users more creative control.
Ex-
But does that mean we're just like relying on users to fix the problem? Is there something more, fundamental we can do?
Well, that's where things get, really interesting. The biggest hurdle, I think, is not the lack of solutions, but the motivation. There's just so much emphasis on uh, immediate gains and, metrics, quantifiable metrics, that creativity and diversity often take a back seat.
It's like we're so focused on getting the AI to sprint, we've forgotten to teach it how to dance.
That's a great way to put it.
But one of the researchers that you shared, Gwyn Branlin, he had some pretty interesting ideas.
Oh, yeah. Corn's brilliant. He advocates for what he calls novelty nets.
Novelty nets.
Yeah, algorithms designed to reward AI for generating something different.
So instead of just rewarding AI for, grammatically correct sentences, we're rewarding it for originality.
Yeah, if we're pushing its own boundaries.
Okay. But are there any, downsides to that approach?
Well, it's not a silver bullet, obviously. One challenge is uh, how do you define novelty in a way that avoids just rewarding randomness? We need to teach the AI to be creative, but within the bounds of meaningful expression.
Right. So it's not just rearranging existing ideas.
Exactly. And that's where Guerin's second point comes in. Careful selection of training data, that feedback loop we talked about. If we keep feeding AI the same bland content, that's all it's going to learn to produce. We need to, curate a more diverse diet for the AI, expose it to different styles, genres, perspectives.
Like the difference between learning a language from textbooks versus actually immersing yourself in a culture.
Exactly. You absorb so much more from, that richness
Yeah.
and that complexity.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it comes down to developing better benchmarks that go beyond just rewarding correct outputs. We need to assess how well AI can adapt, blend styles, generate meaningfully different content, maintain creativity within constraints.
So not just asking, can it write a poem, but can it write a sonnet, a haiku, a limerick?
Right. Or even invent a whole new form of poetry. We need to challenge these systems to explore uncharted territory, surprise us
Yeah.
with their ingenuity. And Gruen's actually proposed some interesting tasks to kind of put this to the test.
These tasks, they sound fun, like, giving AI a playground for its imagination.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
What are some of these challenges that Gordon has in mind?
One that I really liked is the telephone game.
Oh, yeah, yeah, where you whisper a phrase around and it changes.
Right, exactly. So Goran's idea is to have an AI repeatedly summarize and expand a story
Okay.
and see how quickly it falls into these repetitive patterns.
So it's like, watching to see if the AI's version of the story, it just becomes like a game of Mad Libs.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's the Shaggy Dog storytelling contest.
Okay.
Can AI, can it grasp the art of the absurd? Can it tell a long, elaborate story, but with no real punchline?
Oh, man. That reminds me of this one time I was at a dinner party and this guy, I think he was a professor or something. He told this like incredibly convoluted joke.
I love a good Shaggy Dog story.
Yeah.
But the point is, can AI tell one?
Right.
It's a test of whether it can, break free from that obsession with like logic and coherence
Mm.
and embrace the beauty of the nonsensical.
So it's not just about AI that can write a, grammatically correct report. We're looking for AI that can make us laugh, make us think, make us, maybe even scratch our heads and wonder.
Exactly. And then finally, there's the style laboratory,
Okay.
where we challenge the AI to define and write in entirely new styles,
Yeah.
pushing those, boundaries of what we even consider creative expression.
That's where things could get really interesting. Imagine AI inventing new literary genres, composing music in these like unheard of scales, creating art that bends our perception of reality.
Yeah. If we can successfully nurture AI's creative potential, who knows what could emerge?
Right.
It's like opening a door to this whole universe of possibilities.
So we've been talking about mode collapse, this quest for AI creativity. What are the what are the key takeaways here? What do you hope our listeners remember?
Well, first, mode collapse is a real challenge. It has the potential to, impact not only the quality of AI-generated content, but also how we as humans think and create.
Mm,
But the good news is it's not insurmountable.
right.
Yeah. There are solutions out there.
Yeah.
From these novel benchmarks to carefully curated, training data, we have the tools. We just need to shift our priorities, focus on fostering true AI creativity.
And this isn't just an academic pursuit. This is a conversation we all need to be a part of. The future of AI is in our hands, and we need to decide what values and priorities we want to instill in these systems.
Right. It's about shaping a future where AI enhances and expands human creativity, not limits it. Exactly. So if you continue to, explore this topic, I'd like to leave you with this. If we can help AI break free from its current limitations
Yeah.
and tap into its full creative potential, what might emerge? What new forms of art, literature, even scientific discovery, what will it mean to be creative in a world where AI is not just a tool, but a collaborator?
That's a question worth pondering. And for those of you who want to delve deeper into this fascinating topic. Be sure to check out the links in our show notes. We've got links to Gern Brandman's work, examples of AI pushing those creative boundaries, and resources on AI ethics and values. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep exploring.